Okay, so shall we start?
Hi.
Yeah. Dear Toastmaster, could you please put pin on Cheryl as well so that I could introduce her to our dear public? Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Dear fellow Toastmasters, we have a special event today and a special guest with a special workshop. Are you looking for ideas to attract visitors to your club? Gain new members and re-energize your meetings? Do you have an idea to launch a new club? Boost your membership? This masterclass is ideal for your club, especially if there are less than 15 people attending meeting. Considered to be a club #1 membership building tool. Speechcraft is a blended learning program for non-members interested in building their communication skills. Keep your club healthy by hosting a fast-track 4, 6, or 8-week series during your meeting to immediately boost membership. Hosting a Speechcraft series is ideal to attract new members to an existing club, conduct a program in the community, train staff in a business or organization, begin forming a new club, and fundraise to offset club expenses. In this master club, you will discover what Speechcraft is and how hosting a series would benefit your club and membership, including fundraising. How to launch and market an effective Speechcraft series and graphic design tips to attract visitors and how to convert them into members. The key to the success of your program is marketing, and our special presenter knows a few things about marketing. With over 45 years in graphic design, distinguished Toastmaster Cheryl Rausch has written 5 books on marketing and has presented over 3,000 full-day seminars around the globe. Cheryl is yet the youngest woman to have earned accredited speaker professional designation from Toastmasters. Only 95 members in the world have earned the credential. A 17 times published author, her solid gold newsletter design book, created for Toastmasters VPPR, became a course book for marketing at the University in Ottawa in Canada. Cheryl is also the author of The Heart of Toastmaster, which published 135 true stories by our members, endorsed on the back covered by past international president Ted Concoran. With this masterclass on marketing a club Speechcraft series and how to attract visitors and gain new members, let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Cheryl Rausch.
Oh, thank you so very much, Club Growth Director. Welcome, welcome, District 95. It's my privilege to share this wonderful information with you, and I could talk all day, but I won't. So, willkommen, bienvenue, bienvenidos cumpleaños, Toastmasters. Welcome. I'm in New York, by the way. So wonderful. I'm originally from San Diego, California, in the district that was home of Helen Blanchard, the very first female international president. Let's light up the chat now. This session, this masterclass is all for you. So if you would please light up the chat, let's create some conversation here. Why did you originally join Toastmasters? Talk to me here. Light it up. Why did you originally join Toastmasters? Did someone suggest it for you? Maybe a boss or a spouse? And I'll share with you this. This is where I walked into. Come on, talk to me in the chat here as I tell you some of my story. This is the Mexican restaurant where I was invited by a woman at a networking meeting, a business chamber of commerce, to attend an 8-week communication skills series. I had no idea what I was walking into, but she did promise me a free breakfast. So this is where I walked through the doors to become a better boss, is what I thought I was joining for. And that was March 19th, 1987. So this, oh my goodness, it would be tomorrow. So tomorrow will be 38 years. Happy anniversary to me. There you go. So why did you join? I joined to become a better boss. Peter, thank you, to conquer your stage fright in front of an audience. Tim, thank you, Mr. Program Quality Director, to stop being silent all the time. Wow, thank you for speaking up already here. And now you're in leadership. Carla, thank you, to become more fluent in English. I am speaking only in English today, the American version of it. So apologies for any slang that I may use. Get better at ad hoc speaking. Thank you, Steve. And Leo, thank you. So easy question for you: to increase self-confidence. I'll agree with that too. And it's interesting because today, and I attended a session with Dan Rex, our CEO, hosted by District 71, just next door in the UK and Ireland. I recently presented to them as well, and Dan Rex was the speaker a few days later. He said that still the number one reason why people join Toastmasters is to gain greater confidence. So thank you. All right, so make sure to download the handout for this session. It is designed in A4 paper. I have spoken in Europe, so thank you. And you'll also notice right here, here are valuable links. And thank you, Cecilia, our Zoom master, who invited me to do this session, by the way, and presented it to the trio, that these are your contact links. So thank you very much for that. And Cecilia for the invitation, as well as running Zoom. Thank you. She's going to be putting more information into the chat for us too with these links. Here's the next question for you then. As you download the handout, marketing is what? How would you define or describe marketing? I'm going to go back into the chat and let's continue this conversation. Olga, thank you that you joined to become a better leader. When I joined, I wanted to be a boss. I never really thought of it as being a leader, yet I am a past district director. So there you go. Never knew about that. Never thought about becoming a professional speaker either. Oh my gosh, my first 4 speeches, I cried. It was ugly. You know, the tears flooding down the face. All right, so what marketing is what? Thank you, Arjan. Thank you. Get people to the door. And in my case, inside the door. I had no idea that I was joining, by the way, during a Speechcraft program. That 8-week communication skills series, it was Speechcraft. And I'm here today, nearly 4 decades later. Peter, thank you. So marketing is to get more people interested in Toastmasters. That's our angle for this masterclass. Thank you. So when we often think of marketing, it is persuasion. Our greatest gift is sharing with others our story of how we, you and I, have benefited from our membership and practicing skills inside of a safe environment. That encourages people to come. So let's take a closer look at marketing, because here's the broader focus of what I'll suggest that marketing is for us as Toastmasters. And if you have your own business, this also relates to that. So marketing is getting the word out. We are the solution to their problem. So whether it is to become a better leader, to not be silent, to start speaking out, standing up, speaking about whatever our topic is. Getting the word out that we are the solution. And they might not even think they have a problem. It may be a challenge or an issue, might be a different word to use in English. It might be that they have a goal or a dream of a desired outcome. If I have more confidence, I will be able to what? Approach the boss with an idea, whatever that it might be. In our organization, I've identified we actually have two different markets. So let's identify some of those needs, those challenges, and those desired outcomes. And even though this session is being recorded, the slides will not be released. You are welcome to take some screenshots for yourself. There are a couple of slides that I will suggest that you do so. Otherwise, you can watch the recording. As we start this list of what might someone who knows nothing about Toastmasters want to be working on for their own skill building, confidence is right there, number one on the list. It may be improved job or promotion aspects. The third tick mark here, to use virtual programs more effectively. When the pandemic hit, we were the leaders globally in online platforms, from GoToMeeting, from WebEx, from Cisco, from and Zoom came along and is now right there with Microsoft Teams. We became the virtual presenter superstars. There may be people still in our midst that we need to invite into our Toastmaster experience to help become better online presenters. It keeps us sharp. Oh, let's see, to enhance interpersonal communication skills. For me, it was giving and receiving feedback to my employees. And this is a short list. And when you think about why you joined Toastmasters, that may be the beginning of the conversation of the invitation to your club. So let's identify those two markets. First is internal. When I think of internal market, it is our current members. And you'll see some examples of this in just a couple slides. External is really where we want to focus this masterclass, even though it relates to both of these markets. External is outside of Toastmasters, our potential members. I think of them as people who know nothing about our fabulous international organization. And we're the world's largest nonprofit educational organization committed to better listening, thinking, and speaking. Networking isn't even in our marketing, but boy, we have family around the globe, around the globe. One of my sister accredited speakers, Stephanie Angelo, just returned from a visit to Germany. She is fluent, and I am hoping to introduce you, by the way, Olga, to have her present in German to District 95. So she did. She went to some local clubs there in Germany. Ach, der Liebe. Okay, I love it. All right, so here's the biggest tip here, is to match the message to the audience. Here's what this means. Go ahead and capture a slide if you'd like. I'll smile. There you go. All right. When we are marketing, whether it be internally, let's say district, maybe club officer training, or external, maybe it's an open night, also known as an open house, or a free event, we need to match the message to that particular person and really begin with the end in mind. As Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that's the second habit. And Dr. Covey was one of our Toastmasters Golden Gavel Award recipients. To meet people where they are and speak their language, to match the message. Here's an example. So for instance, this was for District 71 for the UK and Ireland just a couple of weeks ago. This was an internal message promoting this particular session to their members, internal. This is also one of theirs, internal, now the messaging from the district. Well, what does that look like externally? This is also District 71, and it was external promoting their Speechcraft program in Ireland. And this club, Roscrea, is outside of Tipperary in Ireland. So external message, and here's one. Thank you, Cecilia. I love doing my little snooping to find out. We'll come back to this one because we can break it down and see maybe what we can do. And one of the objectives of this is marketing design tips that you can apply to anything in promoting your club. What we want is to boost our membership, to re-energize our members. And we do that through marketing. And we need to consistently gain more members. It's like bringing more members into our family, new, cousins, new siblings, second cousins, there we go. All right, so this was external regarding this particular program. All right, for the club, matter of fact, specifically for Copenhagen. All right, so over onto page 2 inside of your handout, let's take a closer look at marketing communication. Now, this is some of my own signature material and research from over 45 years as a graphic designer. So I share this with you, and that marketing, again, where we were, is marketing is letting people know that we are the problem to their solution. So getting the word out that we are the problem to their solution. And really, that's what people are looking for is, I have this issue. I'm looking for the match of how can I solve this particular issue or gain this desired outcome. There are 3 stages to how we communicate. Let's take a larger look at that particular section on page 2 inside of the handout. So far, so good? Yes? Okay, great. All right. So here are the 3 stages of marketing. So Cecilia, in the chat script, there's valuable information to cut and paste into that regarding this particular slide. Thank you. This information I researched from David Ogilvy, an American who wrote a book on Confessions of an Advertising Man. I have taught this information around the globe, and I find it to be consistently true. These 3 stages must occur in this particular order, or our promotion will not be as effective as it could be had we followed them. All right. So number 1, let's see, uno. Number 1 is relevance. Relevance. So go ahead and fill that in your handout. Relevance, the question that the reader is asking, now this is a potential member, is should I read it, file it, toss it, recycle it, or click away if it's on the website? It answers the question of WIIFM. What's in it for me? You do the same thing. I do the same thing when we're looking at something, and the time is very brief. It is only 1 to 7 seconds. It is that fast. So we'll take a look at, well, where does that information then go? We'll take a look at that in just a second. So stage 1, relevance. They're looking for what's in it for me. Stage 2, now how well that we have met that, yes, it relates to you. They are now seeking to confirm that, does it relate to me? Was I correct? And they want to prove themselves, yes. Time available now in stage 2 is longer. It's up to 90 seconds. So 1.5 minutes. Now they are skimming through the information, looking for the match in the messenger to them. Based on they find it relates to them, they will effortlessly move with us into stage 3, which is now action, or known as the call to action. The question that they're asking now is, what do I do now? Yes, it relates. I'm sure of it. So what do I do now? And here we need to tell them what to do. The time available is as long as needed. Because what I have found also in all cultures, there are basically 3 reading groups. There are those that maybe what the promotion is in that particular language is not one that they speak. Or in America, I know we have illiterate, and it's a very high percentage or low understanding of the language. I fall into that category when I'm opening the post and I'm saying, oh, it's junk, it doesn't relate to me, and it quickly goes into the recycling bin. That's when I fall into that category. Oh, I can't read this. It doesn't relate to me. Boom. And it's recycled. The second group are avid readers that probably about 20, 25, 30, 35%. They read everything. You probably read everything on the Canva social media poster and everything that Cecilia did regarding promotion. You read every single word before deciding to come. That's your group. And then the majority, the rest of the group, and it may be as high as 70 to 80% in most cultures, that we browse. We want bullet points. We want photographs. And if it's a flyer, we want paper that feels good. Yeah. So did you find yourself in one of those categories? All right. So then now that we know that these three stages must occur in this particular order, where do they go into a layout? Relevance goes in the top, very thin section of the layout. We only have less than 7 seconds to grab their attention, and I have suggestions on how exactly to do that. It's the same way in a speech, by the way. Confirmation is going to be more area in the layout because it allows more detail, bullet points, longer body copy, more information and instructions regarding the particular meeting or the event. And in the lower portion, then the call to action is almost the same size as the very top relevance area. It needs to go down at the bottom. Go ahead and capture a screenshot here. This is great, and it'll support everything that you design from here on out. And after you recognize this, you will never design a promotion ever the same way again, which is interesting because you'll never look at a piece ever the same way again either. This is a game changer right here. So if you could only attend this session of the master class, that's the gold right there, is the what goes where and why. Let's take a closer look at some samples of how this relates. All right, so again, Cecilia, thank you very much. I snagged a couple of your samples. All right, so for this one for Copenhagen North, we're going to take a look at it. All right, now we just learned about relevance, confirmation, and action. Let's think this through, and we can all learn from this particular example. This is very common, by the way, as I browse through LinkedIn or Facebook, and I notice promotions, I instantly, and you'll get faster at this as well too, is determining, oh, that would be more effective if this were placed elsewhere. All right, so here we go. Thank you. With a lot of love, I present this. All right, so let's take a look at the very first question. Do you feel nervous speaking in front of an audience? Struggle to organize your thoughts? This is well done right here. This is a stage 1 relevance item in a stage 1 placement. Okay. All right, so A+ right there. Then there's a soft teaser. Imagine, so now we go there. We imagine delivering a speech with confidence and clarity. Oh my gosh. All right, so definitely an A+ right there. And then a soft teaser of here's your chance to make it happen. Okay, confirmation is, all right, so up in here, it says communication skills seminar. And I don't know if it's seminar or if it's a series. I'm thinking it's the Speechcraft series is what I'm thinking. All right, so what's included? Confirmation. Is this what I need? All right, and then it has 4 items. So I think that's really well done too. The what's in it for me. And the call to action. So the 3 stages are appropriately placed in this. What could we do to improve it though? Let's see. All right, first of all, let's remove any words that are about us, because it needs to be what's called reader-centered or oriented to them. Anytime we use words that are about us, we, our, you, we join our, then we lose them. It's not effective marketing. So if we were to change the wording right there, I played with it last night and I thought, well, what could this be? Instead of this paragraph, it could say you will benefit. Benefit is a big word. You is now all about them. Immediately is a time-related word creating urgency. So I will benefit right away, straight away from what? From this communication skills seminar experience. Aha. And then it's in italics. I know in LinkedIn, we can't always do that, but in social media posters, we can. Italic fonts create movement action, and when they are bold italics, moves people to action. Aha. All right. So then let's go to the next area. Instead of what's included for $90, how about your tuition includes? Ah, so now I know that there's something involved here. Okay. And then what else there? All right, then we have limited spots, regular, okay, so instead of limited, don't wait. So here's what happens. The mind is set up to process positive. It actually has trouble processing negative things. So don't wait. Here's the neuroscience. Our mind hits don't and converts it to do wait. Yikes. So instead of don't wait, move people toward the action that you want them to take. Limited spots, register today. Again, there's a command, strong call to action. The word today makes them move faster. And then we have, because we have register here, we would not have it here. And we can say $90 tuition. So go ahead and capture a screenshot of that if you'd like for the after of how it could be tweaked. This is easily done. Go back into any of your previous marketing and start tweaking those instead of recreating. All right, so this is LinkedIn text again, Cecilia. Thank you very much for letting me use your samples. So to highlight and recap this, first of all, ask questions. Grabbers and headlines that are questions that name their pain or to the desired outcome grab people's attention faster than anything else. So ask questions, and you'll see how we do this because we'll circle back to what that question is. Then about the benefits. So I'd be careful about the stages waiting for you because that might scare people. If they don't have confidence, they are not ready for a stage. So anyway, consider, I see where you're going with it. Consider modifying that. And then the call to action is going to be number 3. And then you have the hashtag. So, all right. Then what does that look like with the graphic that went along with it, again, from LinkedIn? So here's what it looked like. And here are the suggestions that I'll make. So again, instead of the logo, if this is where the internal, external marketing kind of separate. If people know about Toastmasters, perhaps then the logo is okay at the top. Our market, though, does not know what Toastmasters is. That is a prime area for the grabber. I would move the logo, especially for external promotions, toward the bottom into the stage 3 area out of the stage 1. All right. So ask a question up there. What about, do you get nervous in front of audiences? Want more confidence? Aha, grabber. And I picked up on our branding color there to tie that in. Okay. Then the event headline could be what the title of the event is, or a benefit-driven title of what it is, again, the desired outcome. So I played around with this, and based on what it is, it's a communication skills seminar experience. Ah, okay. So then take the challenge. I'm not quite sure how that all, anyway, I tweaked that just a little bit. So the benefits, the Why Join Challenge, the 4 tick boxes need to come up higher into the layout. This is what the reader is looking for, regardless of what it is that we're promoting. The benefits must come up into the stage 2 area. It's sometimes stage 1, but mostly for this strategy is bring them higher up into the layout because that's what they're looking for. Stage 2, what's in it for me? Then I would change that. So instead of why join the challenge, and I'm not sure I want to be challenged and I'm speaking on a big stage, just dealing with my own fears as a reader. All right, so why join the challenge? How will you benefit? Okay, now, so we have the 4, we'll move them up underneath the communication skills. Take the challenge into, again, make it safe for me. I'm scared. I don't know anything about this. I mean, I cried my first speeches. I practice in a safe, small group setting with peer support because you're talking about the personalized feedback over here. A register now is great. Do that with the call to action. And this would be where you place the logo. There you go. Go ahead and capture a screenshot. Those are simple tweaks. So for instance, Cecilia, you could go back into your Canva and you could make these tweaks and then see how the response of what you want people to do will dramatically increase. So again, you can look at text, remove the don't miss this, make it reader centered. There's good text in here. Usually when I look at graphic design promotions, they have the right elements. They're just not in the best placement. Isn't that interesting? So start with what you've already designed. Here's another good example of this, from relevance to confirmation, and then what's in it for me, and to action. So for instance, Cecilia, this one was designed by Ann Golden, who you know, fabulous with our Speechcraft programs out of New Jersey here in the US. So this was one that was done for District 25 in the big state of Texas, down at the bottom in the center of the United States. So Texas, it's very dramatic. Now, the black is one of our new branding colors. It's very stark in what it is. So I looked at it and I thought, wow, this would be great when I'm signing my books, but not for a workshop. And I'm thinking, oh, it's too much about me. It's too much about me. People are looking for what's in it for me. All right, so then I tweaked it in their Canva, played around with it, put some more Speechcraft information, minimized my biography, kind of boosted the registration information. Here was the final one. I wanted to go with more color, less of the black starkness, but still paying attention to our TI branding and changing the top section, relevance, to 3 questions, as you heard in Olga's introduction for me for this masterclass. And then the logo is at the bottom with more information regarding registration. Again, it's just tweaks. And as we're talking about branding, thank you very much, Cecilia, for putting this link into the chat box regarding our brand manual. It's recently been updated. And we have new phrase guidelines. So Cecilia will be putting all of these right into the chat for you, because we have some new phrases that we can use. And there it is, communicate confidently. And the little TM should be used with it because it is a registered trademark property of Toastmasters International. All right. And then if you were looking, this month's Toastmaster magazine came out with a section on club marketing resources. So again, in this month's magazine, and here's the chart that is included in that article. So feel free to capture a screenshot. Go ahead. Great. Okay. So you have plenty of resources. Even on the District 95 website, you have a PR branding link, including with Canva. Really, really well done for all of your clubs and all of your countries regarding the branding. So let's take a closer look at boosting our membership and why should we do that? Pulling it back, let's take a look at basic math in our clubs. We have 15 meeting roles plus a Zoom master. That's 16 people. So if your club is less than 15 attending on a regular basis, it's time to boost those numbers and start inviting people. Plus, we have table topics people and visitors. Basically, we need to be thinking, and write this down on your handout, we need 25 people at our meetings, so there isn't any overlap. And so we can continue to have an energized club, recruit guests, convert them into members. So healthy membership, per our charter, our agreement for this organization, the number is 20. 20 members at all times in our club to maintain our charter as well as our mission. What's suggested by past international president Pat Johnson, who was your regional advisor a couple of years ago, 25 people is suggested for those businesses and employee programs inside of organizations. Again, we need to stay healthy. So what does that look like? And I just mentioned the region. Go ahead and capture a screenshot of this map. This is your region, region 10 in the world of our Toastmaster family. So where you see 95 is your district and your countries. 7 countries, 136 clubs, almost 3,200 members in 8 divisions, 31 areas, 16 club coaches. Let's break that down. From those clubs then, 72 clubs are healthy currently. Thank you very much, Madam Director Olga, for the statistics on this. 72 clubs are at charter strength. Great. 67, though, are less than 20 members per club. And of those 67, 29 are less than 12 members. So that means we're really not fulfilling our charter. So let's talk about what kind of support you have and some incentives. So here's our trio of District 95. So there we go, our district director. And Tim was just here, so our program quality director, and Olga as our club growth director. So these are what we call the trio or the top 3. I also go ahead and capture a screenshot of this. I located this on the website. This is your club support team, complete with their appropriate email addresses. Yes, so you have a lot of support for your clubs. Right there. Great. Okay, so let's talk Speechcraft. Speechcraft is the #1 tool, according to Toastmasters International, to build membership, and especially to non-members or outside of the club in the community and inside of the club during regular club meetings. It is a trademarked product, just like Pathways is. Speechcraft is proprietary product for Toastmasters International. So there's plenty. And again, Cecilia, thank you for putting these links into the chat box for us regarding a promotional video. I'm skimming this and then I'll get into some more details of how exactly do you build your membership. So the Speechcraft digital bundle, which includes allowance for 5 non-members to take advantage of this program for Speechcraft. And as Olga had said, it's a 4, 6, or 8-week series that would be 1 to 2 hours each. A couple of details regarding this. It needs to be hosted by a club, by a member in that club. And the club does pay the $50 US for those 5 speech crafters. Now, questions have been asked here. Do we have to have 5? No. However, make it your goal. And I would make the goal for higher than 5. So here's how that works. And Speechcraft is one of the final projects that a member may need in order to earn their distinguished Toastmaster. This is the one, and you definitely earn it by the leadership skills gained here. So let's say that you have 8 people who are non-members, who are interested in participating in the Speechcraft series, which is hosted during your regular club meeting, because your club members get energized by being the club coaches and the guides. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so you have 8 people. So what do? You have 8. All right, so let's have 4 and 4. Now you can have 2 Speechcraft coordinators receive credit toward their designation. So 2 members inside of the same club. So it has to be hosted by a club. So those members are called Speechcraft coordinators. Plenty of resources available for you, including in the resource library. You may want to check the resource library to see if there are materials available in your languages, by the way. Those are constantly being translated and added to the resource library. Ach, der Liebe, sehr gut. Richtig? Very good. All right, so over onto page 4 then. Now let's talk about the part regarding fundraising, because yes, you can. All right, now it's $50 US for the bundle. You may, instead of charging only $10 for each participant, you may charge more. Here is the Toastmasters International policy on it. So you may have their tuition include club dues for 6 months or whatever it's prorated toward the end of that term, paid for their 6-month membership and the tuition, and if there's any additional expenses. Let's take a closer look at that and what it could be. Now, I approximated these. I worked on my conversions yesterday, that you get the idea. So here's the TI policy. It may only be what you charge for the tuition for a Speechcraft series, whether it be the 4, 6, or 8-week sessions. It may be a maximum of $100 US, meaning twice what the semi-annual dues, or what dues would be for 1 year's membership. So whatever that is, and for TI, it is $120 US. So you can calculate that in euro and Danish krone. And again, whatever it is appropriately there for you, that's your maximum that you can charge for it. So as you calculate the tuition, instead of calling it a fee, call it a tuition, you would figure out what the member fee is, plus the 6 months dues, plus the Speechcraft, at least $10 per person to recover that. And then all of that, and it includes the membership. This is how you convert non-members who participate. They're called speech crafters. Now, your club members do not need to pay anything. It's the not yet members, but based on, I love how Pat Johnson explains this. She says that let them know that the tuition includes more weeks of practice. Keep coming after you have completed the Speechcraft for continued practice. I love that. All right, so page 5. Here's a sample flyer. This could be, and you're welcome to, I have edited this for the text, for the marketing, put it where it needs to go with the 3 stages. This is in your handout, page 5, and you can translate it into your additional languages or use it in the anglicized text that I have provided here. This is exactly how to promote it. This is a flyer. Notice the questions up at the top. Everything is there. So this is a really good model to follow as a flyer to promote your Speechcraft. So what's included in the Speechcraft, in the 8-week series, and everything is included in the Speechcraft coordinators manuals. Everything is there. Consider allowing yourself 1 month to preview everything. And when you purchase the bundle, make sure you keep the code for your purchase. That is the registration. But at the time that you purchase it, do not include the Speechcraft coordinator's name, even though it might be you, in case it changes. That cannot be modified. Do not put into, when you're purchasing it, what your start date is, or how many weeks it'll be, or the completion date. Leave those open. They can be changed, but not if you input it in. So keep those open. Then here's a promotional flyer with what an 8-week Speechcraft session would be. Now, you could utilize your members or other members from around your area, your division, the district, even the region, or any of the accredited speakers who are professional presenters. We have one in the UK, by the way, in England, Cornwall, and that is Claire Crowther. So you could invite any of us to be virtual presenters for you. So this is a sample promotional flyer, very close to what it looked like when I was invited to Speechcraft 38 years ago tomorrow. There you go. So all of these topics that are indicated, you may use, because it was just what on that last slide, you can use the Better Speakers set to present those educational sessions as 10 to 15 minute segments. Again, you could have your club members present this because then they feel energized by it. So what do you need to know about the Better Speaker Set? It's free. All of you like that? It's free. Gratis. So it has all of these topics all included with the presenter's curriculum guide, basically your script, and the slides, all of the materials, everything is available. It is TI item number 269, loaded with all of these for free. So let's say that you want to build your membership. You're not sure yet if you're ready to host a Speechcraft. You could use any of these topics as an open night or as a free seminar. Again, I love it. Take advantage of the resources that we have. Yay. All right, final page inside of the handout, and then I'll give you some more information here. So here are some frequently asked questions that you can refer to. Again, you may use this as a fundraiser. You may use Speechcraft outside of your club to start a new club and use the Speechcraft to help launch it. How do you do that? We used the Speechcraft to rebuild my club that was only 8 to 10 members at each meeting. Here's the flyer that I designed. I approached my executive team and suggested that we rebuild the club membership. This is in San Diego, California, here in the US. So in the bottom left-hand corner, just above Mexico. So a free seminar. This was a flyer used to promote an in-person. So we did an in-person prior to the digital bundle. Here's the whole strategy behind this. All right, so far we know the 3 stages of relevance, confirmation, and action of what goes where into a promotion. Here's a strategy for how to launch a Speechcraft and enroll non-members into your Speechcraft series and then convert them into members. Here's the gold. Here it is. Have a free seminar, a free workshop. And I've tested this and I've watched results from people around the globe that open house or open nights are not nearly as effective for attendance of non-members who we want to join. Usually they attract fellow members who want to join the party, which is nice. However, then have a reunion meeting for members maybe who have left your club, and you have that reunion and it's funny, they rejoin. My club does this all the time. So instead, you want to recruit people who know nothing about the organization. Have a free seminar, a free workshop. It brings people in, and have food. Definitely have food. All right. So then it has the date information. This specifically was for my club that was held in a what would you call it? A community room inside of the facility, and the venue was a hospital. I talked to my club about who is our ideal new member. Match the message to that audience. This flyer is for external non-members inside the hospital to come to this free event where then they're introduced to Speechcraft that the series started 2 weeks later. All right. So based on the design, all of it follows. Again, this is one of my signature presentations. And then throughout the tips, I was able to weave in how Toastmasters has helped me to become, I cried my first speeches, and here I am speaking around the world and paid for it, or chocolate. Okay, so then the club provided the snacks. We posted them everywhere. Here's the outcomes. 65 guests who were not fellow Toastmasters. They were not yet members. We only had 10 club members at that time. And during my session at the very end, I had them stand and introduce themselves so that people knew who to talk to about how have you benefited? What do you do? You're a member. I work with you. Did not know that. 14 people enrolled that night. That was remarkable. Then, because those professionals went back into their departments, they talked it up. 4 or 5 more people enrolled at the series start. This is all amazing. Here's the results of the free seminar into the Speechcraft program 2 weeks later. We gained 12 to 14 new members. We went from 10 club members and nearly dead to the phoenix rising from the ashes to president's status in 6 months' time. It's possible. One member earned their DTM. It was the final project that he needed was to coordinate a Speechcraft, and he did it. Amazing. So at that event, as my club members are standing, they had these in their hands that they then distributed them to the 65 people in the room. This was printed on like a nice paper, TI branding, all the colors, all the fonts, all the sales. Feel free to capture a screenshot. This was so effective. This helped bring in all of those new members into enrolling for the Speechcraft. So as you think about this then, who are ideal new members? Who needs the skills, the benefits that Toastmasters offers? Think about why you originally joined and who could be invited to your club. What are their needs, their challenges, their desired outcomes? What are they trying to overcome? What is it that they want? When would be a convenient time to attend the club? Now, hosting your Speechcraft inside the club is the easiest way to convert those Speechcrafters into staying on. Invite them. Don't push them, but invite them and let them know your tuition includes practice meetings all the way through, and then maybe it's September 31. Where are they located? Because it might be, would they attend in person or maybe a virtual presentation? Why would they attend? You're looking for the what's in it for them, and will they invest? Toastmasters is still one of the most savvy investments in a person's personal and professional growth that there is on the planet today. And compared to professional speaking programs like Dale Carnegie or other long-term seminars or through university, we're nonprofit and we're here to help people become better listeners, better leaders, better thinkers, better speakers. So I invite you at this time in the chat box, please indicate the number of what you're interested in regarding Speechcraft. It's exciting, isn't it? And the possibility of boosting membership in your club. So for instance, in the chat box, please put a number 1 if you want to conduct a Speechcraft in your club. And then what is the name of your club? So that's number 1. Yes, you want to, and the name of your club. Number 2, you want to host a Speechcraft to start a new club. Great way to launch a new club. So you have a free seminar, a free event, then you start the Speechcraft 2 no more than 3 weeks later at their location with the fees, all of that, the tuition, you can start a new club. Absolutely. It's a great demonstration and an introduction into the Toastmasters experience. So that's number 2, that you want to start a new club. Number 3, that you will complete a Speechcraft before the end of this Toastmaster year, which is 30th of June. All right. And it is possible. All right. Number 4, maybe you're currently conducting a Speechcraft. If so, what club is that? All right. So give us some conversation on that. So as you are lighting up the chat box here, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So thank you. All right. So Peter, so you have a club going with Tanis. Great. Arjan with, okay. All right. There you go. All right. Olga, are you loving this? Great conversation. Keep going. Keep going. Switzerland. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Great. Go ahead and keep that conversation going. And we'll wrap it up. And Cecilia, let's get ready to see. We'll keep the slide up, but we can also go into gallery. So we can do a side by side for that as people are indicating what their interest is. And then I will bring this together and we'll open it up for Q&A. Wow. All right, so what have we learned? Oh my goodness. We have taken a closer look at our two markets. We have internal, which is us talking to us. We have external, which is us talking to people who know nothing about us, which is where the greatest advantage is of recruiting new members into our global family. We've also taken a look at the 3 stages of marketing communication, from relevance, of what's in it for me, confirmation, confirming it, number 3, action, where we invite them to do whatever the action is. We've learned what goes where and why. We've taken a look at the graphic design elements, and as well as before and afters, and how can we tweak things. We've taken a look at the power of what Speechcraft can do for a club, from rebuilding a club that has almost died into president status. Amazing. And what it does to re-energize the club. You can start a new club. You can host a tailored Speechcraft program inside of an organization, including a nonprofit organization. Your club, if they have the prosperity to do so, they could absorb the digital bundle or charge at cost for those who will be attending inside of the organization. And still, if it's for that organization, invite them to attend and join one of the other local or virtual clubs. It's time for us, as Dr. Ralph Smedley, our founder, said, that we need to share with others the benefits that we have gained from our Toastmasters experience. The world needs communication today more than ever. The world needs leaders today more now than ever. There's no mistake that you and I found Toastmasters International to help us bring forth our voice, to become the leaders that we had no idea that we could even become. When I joined Toastmasters, I had no idea 38 years ago how it would change my life. That is a story to share with other people, to have confidence. I'm sitting in New York on a lake talking to you tonight from everywhere on the other side of the planet. And yet we're not strangers, we're family. Who else would you like to invite into our global family? And with this information, the recording and the handout will easily be available to share. So think about, who do you want to share this with? Who do you care enough about to invite into the Toastmasters experience? And with that, this is your Speechcraft Masterclass. It's been my privilege to serve you, District 95. Back to you, Olga, Madam Club Growth Director.
Thank you very much for this amazing workshop, dear Cheryl. I was enjoying. I hope all the audience too was enjoying. It was so inspiring, so detailed, and so up to date. That is right now, tomorrow, we will start our Speechcraft series. Well, and as soon as do we have any questions, any comments, any feedback? Just raise up your hand and speak up.
Who else joined on a Speechcraft like me? Did you join on a Speechcraft? Well, there is great power in this program.
Any hands, any ideas, any comments, compliments, chocolate? Yeah.
Chocolate, Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, I've posted it already in the chat, my question. So should participant of the Speechcraft course become a member of the club immediately when the Speechcraft starts, or should he or she become a member after the Speechcraft program has ended?
Thank you, Peter. That is a fantastic question. I just had this conversation with an English Vietnamese club that is hosting a Speechcraft right now because they have 14 young professionals in Vietnam. It's never been offered before there. And the answer to the question is have them complete and submit for the entire Speechcraft series. Then they get credit for their pathway as well. So instead of during, upon completion, when everything is officially filed with World Headquarters, then become the new member, which may have the nominal new member fee that's attached to it. And then they can convert into a member right there. Great question. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter, very much.
I
Anybody
have a
else?
Yes, I have a question.
Yep.
Yeah, it's me. My question, so they don't need to fill the membership form anymore, right? After the Speechcraft. How does it work, the transition?
I'm not sure what it currently is, but all of that would be outlined in the materials.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
thank you.
because too, it's recently been refreshed. Okay, so then I would double check with that. Great question though, and that supports what Peter is asking too. Thanks, Cecilia.
Yep. Anybody else?
Then, Madam Director, I'll ask you a question.
Yeah,
What is
please.
the best way for people to contact you and regarding what topics and questions that they have regarding club support?
Well, I guess it's just go into the website and find my email. Or very often we publish my email in the newsletter. Or I have also office hours every third Friday. You are welcome from 2 till 4 every third Friday. I'm open to chat with you.
I love it. Oh, open door. I love that. Thank you. And thank you for your leadership and everything that you are doing on behalf of the clubs, new clubs, struggling clubs, helping with all of the support that you and your team are doing. Really well done. I was impressed when I snooped through the website, how everything is so very well organized there and such great support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your masterclass. It was amazing. I love it. Thank you. And I hope I will see you again very soon, either
Thank you.
online or in person.
Please save the chat. There are several things in there that you will want access to, all of the links. Cecilia, again, my sincerest thank yous for keeping up with me.
You're
And
welcome. Thanks.
And watch for the recording. Watch for the recording because this will be distributed. And then encourage your club officers, your club members to see this so that they can also be inspired and that we can work together in boosting our membership. You don't have to do this alone. We're family. Bring in your siblings.
Okay, then I guess we can say goodbye to our members and
Au
thank you.
revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Thank you so much.
Your German is better and better.
Yeah. Indeed.
De nada, Carla, de nada.
Are you
so
trying
much.
to speak Russian?
No, that was my Spanish.
Okay.